be in New Hampshire. I'm supposed to be in Georgia. I'm supposed to be in North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm supposed to be in a lot of different places campaigning. But I've been here all day on a trial that really is a very unfair trial.
Yes, Donald Trump would much prefer to be campaigning in all of those states rather than in trial. If only there was a phrase about how if you don't want your time to be wasted, you shouldn't do the crime that might lead to it being wasted. We should work on that. But you probably were focusing less on what he was saying and more on what he was holding. A big stack of papers. Is that some sort of like bombshell bit of evidence that's gonna bust this whole hush money trial wide open? No, it's not going to be. It's just op-eds from conservatives. Take a look at this.
These are all stories. This is over the last few days from legal experts. This is Wall Street Journal editorial. But all of these are stories from legal experts saying how this is not a case. The case is ridiculous. There's another one. The case is a ridiculous Trump indictment. It's missing fraud. There is no fraud. All of these stories are stories of how, and these are done by the experts and editorials. Bragg falsified business record, and he falsifies them. He's the one. He's the fraud. But take a look at all of these are stories. You see them here. Bragg's indictment even falls as an indictment.
Okay, I think we've gotten to the bottom of why Donald Trump is falling asleep in court. I think he's talking to himself. We cut that down. Swear to God, he spent 4 solid minutes flipping through a stack of papers that nobody could read. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the damage report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. Now, that is not evidence. That is literally just like Fox News articles that he had some poor schmuck print out in color, probably at Simon Simonson Signs, so that he could hold it up. And that is, I think now, the oldest thing that has ever happened on the internet. He had articles printed out so he could show them to people. Not as evidence, by the way. It's not like those legal experts are part of his team. They're not on his legal team. He's not talking about legal defenses. It's literally just like people on Fox News saying that he's innocent or whatever. And he says that it's all recent. Some of them are recent. Someone screen capped, there was a year-old op-ed in there. Some poor bastard had to just scroll through pages of Google looking for any positive words about Donald Trump to make Donald Trump feel better. In what is, I think, not just the oldest thing that's ever happened on the internet, but also the clearest refutation of fact not caring about your feelings. Trump sure seems to think that the feelings are the important part of this. Brett, we have more, but what do you think?
Listen, there is reams of evidence, reams of cutting edge evidence that I have on this. Look at all the evidence I have. Now, is this evidence of that would exonerate Trump? No, it's a DVD of weeds. But there's more, John. I have video evidence. I have it in my hands. Now, this is a high school presentation of Hamlet I did when I was in high school. But if I show it to people, it's a physical thing. What am I gonna do? Tell people that in this hand, I have billions and billions of counter arguments to Donald Trump, who just said someone print the internet. No, this isn't cool. I also have games on this. That can't take that seriously.
Games.
Not only is it such a huge stack, or it's not that huge a stack. It takes him a long time to go through it, but also he stapled each story. So the one corner is like comically unwieldy right there. Oh my God, it's so good. So it looks like a lot on one corner, but the other corner, it's just like, what is that? 50 pages? I feel like it's not a ream. You don't have a ream of stories. It's amazing.
No, he might get legally reamed, but he does not have a ream of stories. This is what happens. This And everything that Elon Musk does are examples of what happens when you don't have someone around you who will say, hey, that's kind of dumb. You shouldn't do that. That's stupid. And everybody needs that person.
We were that person for TYT. By the way, like back in the day, the way that we would order graphics, and I tell all the new people to come on this, is Jake would ask them to print out all the articles. He would highlight the graphics he wanted and then drop it on Arthur's desk, and he would go back into the internet to find it. We digitize that version of the process. John and I
missed
did.
that. I miss that.
I know you miss it. Everybody misses it. We all love it. Like I have a record player in this room. We love the old things, but for efficiency's sake, it's all on the phone.
By the way, he's not watching. Cenk isn't watching. If we can continue throwing him under the bus, maybe not. But I think right now in his office, he has a stack of articles that's like as tall as his desk, just papers. When do you think you're gonna read those? They're years old. Those people aren't even president anymore.
And we need to correct the record, John. And to correct the record, we have a lot of records here that use correcting records. Lots and lots of records.
That's a good record. And let that go on record. And if the record fits, you must acquit. Brett, you seem to think that this is some sort of game. It's not a game. If it was a game, it would look like this. It would feature Bill Nye and it would be a cool game of science. You think this is a game? Some people love props too much. But anyway, Donald Trump in his diatribe outside of the courtroom eventually got around to the part of this whole process that bothers him the most. And it's not the gag order and it's not the biased, conflicted judge and jury. No, it's the temperature of the room. Take a look.
And I'm sitting here for days now, from morning till night, in that freezing room, freezing. Everybody was freezing in there. And all for this, and this is your result. Look at that, each one of them is a story. And it's very unfair, very bad thing. Very bad thing. The whole world is watching this hoax.
We want to watch. We can't watch because cameras aren't lit in there. But I love him following up what I have asserted is the oldest thing that ever happened, which is having a young intern print out articles so that you can feel good about yourself. He followed it up with, I'm a little chilly. I'm sitting in this courtroom in a full suit and I'm too cold. Okay, have you considered the possibility that Donald Trump, that the temperature in the courtroom is a service specifically to you? Because sometimes that's the only thing that can keep people awake. You get the room nice and chilly, it keeps you up. But unfortunately, in this case, it seems to have failed because according to Maggie Haberman, he fell asleep in court again today. Several times in one day. His eyes were closed for extended periods and his head dropped down twice. And I love that Maggie Haberman went into that courtroom just like, if your eyes close, I'm gonna be typing. She's got a field open, ready to go for her nap update. And I'm here for it. Anyway, what do you think?
It's so good. The room, which is a little chilly, by the way. Also, there is an infernal racket outside, and these kids won't get off of my lawn at Mar-a-Lago. And then, but Trump,
old man Donnie.
but Biden is the old vegetable man.
Anyway, by the way, so we kind of, unfortunately, the timeline of the trial is always where like the best stuff happens right after the show. But I do know they're trying to fill out the remainder of the jury. So they have the 12 main jurors. They need 6 more alternates. They're working on that right now. And apparently multiple people today have already broken down in tears because they take so seriously whether they can be fair and impartial. And some of them feel like they've thought long and hard about it and they can't be. And I think that that's like admirable on some level. That's commendable. But isn't it amazing that you have some anonymous regular people in there that you will never know their name, who take their commitment to justice so seriously that they break down on the stand. And then you have Donald Trump and his legal team who are just like, give me a MAGA person who doesn't care about the evidence. And that's like a person that we vest with power, influence, and authority. It's weird how that works. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.